Perhaps there is someone in your life, past or present, someone who you admire a lot, someone whom you respect a lot, someone who has been such a presence in your life that you actually want very much to earn their respect. You watch and you listen and you imitate and you try to be like them. Perhaps you've had someone like that in your life. I have had many, and I am grateful for that. But there is one person who, from I was very little, I yearned to have that person's respect. I wanted in every way possible to imitate, to be like that person, to have that person see in me what he was trying to teach me. And that was and is my father. I have been, from I was little, my father's daughter. I don't know if I heard that, being the only girl in a household with 3 boys, that you are your daddy's girl. I don't know if I heard that first and then claimed it, or if I was following tippy, 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 tippy behind him and someone saw that and said, you're your father's daughter. But whatever it is, I really admired my dad. There was a lot to admire. There is a lot to admire about my dad. And I very much wanted him to see in me that I had learned from him. And I messed up. You know, I was a teenager. I messed up. I did things my way. I had to smooth sometimes the relationship. I had to rebuild. I had to work on restoring it. I had to make sure that I paid attention. I paid attention to who I was and who I wanted to be in respect to what he had laid out as a standard for me. You know, relationships have to be worked on, whatever they are, wherever they are. You have to work with intention on it. And as I listened to today's gospel, I noticed, perhaps for the first time, how often Jesus said, your Father. 6 times in today's gospel, Jesus talks about the fact that this is about you and your Father who is God. It's about relationships. It is about making connections. It's about a bond that we are constantly working on. And the wonderful thing about Ash Wednesday and these 40 days of Lent is that we have this gift of time to stop and to think and to reflect on who we are, what we are doing, what image we are portraying in relationship to God. Because we are about, as a people of God, as children of God, about tightening those bonds between God and ourselves, and in extension, between us and our neighbors. So when we take on all those disciplines for Lent, it is not for show. It is not so that others can say, oh, look, there's that mark on that forehead, you know, someone went to church this morning. It's not about us really standing alone. It is the fact that we are doing something to reach out and to make a difference in our relationship with God. We have this gift of time to work on making room for God, to think, what are the things that get in the way? What are the things that distract us along the way? And to put them aside, and then to see what there is, And in the same way that we fast, that we put aside some of those habits that we have, some of those things that pull us away from God, and at the same time we can feast, we can indulge in those things that draw us closer to him. What a gift we have with this time. I would like to share with you just a little bit of a poem written by an Old Testament professor, well known, of the past century. It sounds such a long time ago. He is a theologian, He wrote beautifully, and one of the things that he loved to write was poetry. His name is Walter Brueggemann, and one of the poems he wrote was about Ash Wednesday, and is called Marked by Ashes. And it's a prayer addressed to God. And it begins with these words: Ruler of the night, guarantor of the day, this day a gift from you. This day like none other you have ever given or we have ever received. This Wednesday dazzles us with gifts and newness and possibility. That's what we have in Lent. A gift of newness, a gift of possibility. Where will this Lent take us? What will we put into our work to build relationships with God, so that when Easter comes, we may claim that place as beloved children of God who have walked the walk closer and closer to the Father.